Mate, mate, how's it going? Sorry, how's the last couple of days been?
Yeah, mate, it's been all right. They've done a good job, the NRL. It's been logistically, it would have been a bit of a nightmare to organise. So just to have, I think we had 4 or 5 teams at the one airport, and then all arriving here at similar times at the one hotel. So look, there's been a few teething problems early, but the players have been really good. Staff's been good. The hotel's been really good. So just got to get on with it, mate, and then the games kick off tonight.
Yeah, and mate, unfortunately, there's a bit of a delay for the families. How have your blokes, players and staff, taken that news? And what's the latest that you guys have been told on that?
Yeah, look, they're okay. Obviously, we understand. The importance of what's going on. So look, we'll be guided by whatever the NRL tell us. Ideally, it'd be nice to get some of the players, particularly the ones with young kids and newborns, up here as quick as we can. But it is what it is. So we just got to deal with that. The players know that their first responsibility is to play. And that's what we're paid to do. And we're lucky enough, mate, to be still have jobs. So there's a lot more people more unfortunate or in worse situations than us. So it's a good hotel where we're staying, and we just got to get on with it.
Yep, too easy.
Hey Trent, Luke from Nine here. How do you go about managing the next few weeks, especially without the families? Because not only are the players and staff going to miss the families, but also it's a pretty intense environment when you're surrounded by footy and your teammates all the time. So how do you go about making sure everyone's all right and they're switched on?
Yeah, I guess just finding the balance. We want to keep things as normal as possible. As we can, we'll try to stick to the normal schedule that we'd have at home. So I think the balance between leaving them alone so they don't get sick of each other is important. But, we look at the positives of it, I suppose. We've got a young team, so it's a good opportunity for us to get to know the players on another level and spend more time with them, and the same with our staff. So from our point of view, we think it's a bonus for us, really, to be together, particularly with the year that we've had. So that's the way we're looking at it. There's 8 games to go, and we want to finish the year on a really good note. This camp's big.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Do you think it could be a positive experience in bringing this team closer together after a rough few years?
Yeah, look, it needs to be, and that's what, certainly the angle that we're looking at it from. I think, barring the Manly game, we've been playing okay the last 4 or 5 weeks. So, we've got Souths on Sunday who are going really well, but we want to finish the year well. 8 games to go, and we've still got a lot to play for internally. So that's what we're after.
Yeah, a pretty decent performance last week against the Roosters. What did you take out of that against a really good team?
Yeah, I thought, we had our chances to win there. We couldn't quite come up with the play at the back end of the game. But there were some good signs there. I thought, getting a few players back was handy. We'll be able to field a similar side this week, and we get another couple possibly back as well. So, I thought we did well to take the Roosters to the 80th minute, and we all know they're a good side, so we get a bit of confidence out of that.
A bit of chat about Lockie Lewis this week. Can you sort of clarify that, and is the club going in a different direction with him?
Yeah, Lockie's off contract, so we're not sure, where we're going with that one. Peter Sharp's handling our recruitment, and he'll handle that from home. But I was really happy for Lockie to play well last week. He's had a pretty disrupted year. He's had some time in reserve grade, and I thought his kicking game would have helped us against the Roosters last week, and it did. He gets another chance to do it again this week.
As you mentioned, some guys coming back. Is there anyone? Yeah, are there any changes or any update on some of your injuries there that you mentioned? Some positive news.
Yeah, we brought Adam Elliott up. We brought Ockenbaugh up. We brought Crichton up. So they're all very close to playing. So whether it's this weekend, I'm not sure. That might be a push, but definitely the following week we might get a couple of them back, which would be handy for us. We've been I don't think we've been able to field the same side for consecutive weeks pretty much all year with long-term injuries and different bits and pieces. So that'd be handy, particularly with these last 2 months to go.
that must be, I guess, in terms of mood, that must be a hell of a lift. And especially with last week's as well, a bit of positivity around the camp.
Yeah, definitely. It certainly helps always when you bring in players who've been out for a while too. So, the boys are pretty close. They've been through a lot over the last few years, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're bringing through a lot of good young kids, and they'll get another chance this week.
Yeah. And mate, can I ask you, a lot of links made to Paul Lorne of late. Are you able to confirm interest there, and what would attract you to him if it's there?
Yeah, look, we haven't spoken to Paul. I know Paul personally. I coached him in the countryside, and he's going through a little bit at the moment. But no, we haven't spoken to Paul.
Yeah. Did you see him as someone potentially that could add some value?
No, look, he's a very good player, I think, but there's some stuff that he's going through down there. So, that's all I'll say on that one.
No worries, mate. And any update on Tavita Panga Jr. and the talks there as well?
No, nothing from there. We're not sure what's going on with Tavita. We have had some discussions with him a while ago, but yeah, not sure again.
Just one from me, Trent, Mike at 2GB. You've been playing pretty well the last few weeks, and you've got some reinforcements coming for next season. You spoke about your young guys coming through. Is that sort of the focus, just, I guess, building a foundation to go forward? Yeah,
definitely. I still, without losing sight of, what we can do this year, we've still got some players here with a lot to play for. We've got a few players moving on, and we want to certainly finish this year off well and win some games. But I think putting the building blocks together for next year and beyond is important to us. Making sure the standards that we set up here in camp are really good and what we want to, adhere to moving forward. So, yeah, you're right. I think it's big picture sort of stuff for us, and back end of the year gives us a chance to give you Doories and Avarillos and Tapines and Patolos and Beyondies, all them young kids who are still flag eligible, more of an opportunity to play first grade. It's going to fast track their development in the next year.
Is there any fear from you that, like heading towards the end of the year, that the boys might fade out a bit, particularly being in that sort of hub environment, or is that not a concern for you?
No, I don't think it's a concern. Again, it's how we've got to manage it as a staff too. So we certainly know the stress in and around being away, particularly those with young families. We understand that. We're all in the same boat. So, as we, in saying that, mate, we do realise we are in a privileged position still to be able to play. We don't want a situation like we did last year where the competition had to stop. The fallout from that was not good, and a lot of people, as in the normal workforce, were put out of work, and that wasn't good. So, look, we'll do whatever we need to do, and we've just got to make sure we're doing the right thing.
Great. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, fellas.
Trent, on that note, mate, there is a fair bit at stake for a lot of guys here, isn't there? There's a lot of guys off contract, and you mentioned the big picture. You're building over these next 8 weeks or so, aren't you?
Yeah, we have to, and that's why this next 8 weeks is important, and how we're perceived as a club and the standards that we set. We had a hiccup, a month ago, and, the club certainly wasn't happy with that, and the players are disappointed. So, to make sure that, we're doing the right thing on and off the field, and, we just want to finish this year well. So we have got a lot to play for. It might not seem like that from the outside looking in, but internally we do. And
just on that, mate, Brandon Wakefield. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Just what's the situation with Brandon, mate? He didn't travel up, and what was that based on?
Yeah, based on numbers and squad balance. I thought Bailey Beyondi's been doing really well. We brought 28 players up, 27 players up. We only had at 40 staff, so 13 staff and a squad of 40. So as it worked out, we had to find the right balance of the team, and someone was going to miss out in that spine, and it happened to be Wakey. But there we've got 6 or 7 blokes back home still training, still on their level 4 protocols and in the bubble. So if we need to bring anyone up, we've got that option.